Hey, I'm Matt Manny. Thanks so much for watching. This devotional thought for today is called Let Your Yes Be Yes. I remember my wedding day, and it was so clear in my mind because of how off it ended up being. Before I got married, we were engaged, and we got married. The plan was to get married in Illinois, and so I was at home, my home church in Pennsylvania. One of my friends had stopped me at church one Sunday and said, "How are you excited? I bet you're getting excited about the big day coming up." And he said, "I have one piece of advice for you though. Whatever you do, make sure you stay focused on Amanda when she's walking down the aisle. Because your mind's going to wander, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be thinking all kinds of things, but that's a moment in your life you'll never get back." So I kind of locked that away. Fast forward several weeks later, we're at the wedding rehearsal, and we're going through all the steps, and the pastor's talking through, this is when this person's supposed to come, this is when that person's supposed to do that, and so this is when you'll say the vows and exchange the rings. You're going to light a candle, the unity candle, and then at the end I'll pronounce you husband and wife, and then you can get your bride, Matt, is what he said to me. The next day comes, and it's a night wedding. We got married on December 30th, right between Christmas and New Year's. Not really the best time to get married because of all the festivities going on. It was snowing outside, so it was kind of a romantic kind of setting, if you will. And so 6 o'clock was the start time. The place is packed out, the lights are down, the stage is decorated, it's a beautiful setting, and the music plays and different people come through, the groomsmen, the bridesmaids, and the ring bearer and flower girls, and the mothers. They light the candles on either side, and all that happens, and then all of a sudden the organ starts to play. Here comes the bride. And the whole crowd of people, they stand up, and I see the back doors. I can barely see because the people stand up. Back doors open, and I first see my father-in-law step out from behind the pew, and he comes down the aisle, and then I see Amanda. And she's got this veil over her face, and then they come down, and so normally you lift the veil, and then everybody can see, but she didn't have her veil, didn't get lifted up. I forgot to lift up the veil, or her dad forgot to, and so for the most of the ceremony, she's behind this veil. Like it was kind of a train wreck. But it gets worse. The pastor goes through the exchanging of the vows, and then he goes through an encouragement. Hey, be committed to each other, love each other, and then do you vow to honor, to cherish, to love? Yeah, we vow to do all that. And then he says, after all that, okay, go ahead and kiss the bride. Well, in the rehearsal the night before, that part was supposed to come all the way at the end of the ceremony. We still had some music that was going to be played. We had the unity candle to light. There was going to be a prayer. Somebody's going to come up and pray, and then all this other stuff. So I hesitated, and the pastor laughed, and he kind of teased me and said, "Well, don't you want to kiss your bride?" And I said, "Well, okay." So I lifted up Amanda's veil. Because she had been behind this veil for so long, she was nervous, and so she had been just kind of like glistening a little bit and a little perspiration. And so I went in, and she was nervous because we wanted it to be just perfect, and this wasn't perfect. And so I went in to go kiss her, and we bumped noses, and it was the worst wedding kiss ever. We were so nervous. The pastor kind of laughed, the people kind of laughed too, but we lived through it to see another day. We figured it out since. But when it comes to our vows, it's easy for us to say, well, I meant it then, but things have changed. Maybe you think, that's not the person I married though. The person I'm with today, that's not who they are, or who they were back then. Or the job, when I committed to the job, things have changed and now it's different. And so it's easy for us to lose heart and to question our commitment. We find this, Jesus challenges us, and he encourages us in Matthew chapter 5, verses 33, 34, and 37. Listen to these words from Jesus. He says, "You have also heard that our ancestors were told, 'You must not break your vows. You must carry out the vows you make to the Lord.' But I say, don't make any vows. Don't say, 'By heaven,' because heaven is God's throne. Just say a simple, 'Yes, I will,' or 'No, I won't.'" He says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. The encouragement for us today is this. Before you break a commitment, consider this. Let your yes be yes. Did you commit to follow through? Follow through on that commitment until it's done. If you're going to make a commitment, don't take it lightly. Think through, can I follow through on this commitment? If you can't, Don't worry about trying to people please or save face. Just say, I can't make that commitment. The encouragement is this: that'll bring relief to you, and that'll bring clarity and relief to maybe the person that you're talking to as well. But follow Jesus. His principle is this: yes, I can, or no, I can't, when it comes to our commitments. Thanks so much for watching.